Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Thoughts from the Roundtable Chats. I'm Jacob.
I'm Pierce.
And today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the podcast. Just to give you guys a little update on what our plans are, kinda. What we like doing about it, what we don't like doing about it, etc. It'll be pretty interesting if you like our podcast whatsoever.
If you don't like our podcast whatsoever, then, well...
What are you doing here?
What are you doing in our niche series? You know?
Yeah, this is for fans.
If you don't like this, then... One, why would you click on it? So, I mean... Roasted. Gotcha. Gosh. Sometimes I surprise myself with how incredibly awesome I am.
So without further ado, please join us at the round table. So, as you can tell, we're getting a kind of a collection of episodes of podcasts. I was thinking about it the other day. I wonder if you took all the time that we have talked, recorded, have our edited podcast out, how many hours that is.
I don't know.
It's got to be more than a day's worth
of footage for us.
Yeah,
for sure, dude. Imagine how much time we've spent on Premiere.
I don't want to know, honestly,
because I was checking out my hours spent on a video game the other day.
Was it Minecraft?
It was actually our Minecraft world. And if you guys don't know this, I'm a big Minecraft dude. I love the game. Super fun, super awesome. But I've spent an ungodly amount of time on that, and I bet it's double on Premiere.
Oh yeah,
just from this podcast.
Especially since even a 45-minute podcast can take depending on how strange it is, can take 2 hours or 3 hours to edit.
Oh yeah, and because we don't even do hard edits. We do very basic minimal edits.
Yeah, I mean, eventually if we have more time, we'll try it. But as of right now, no.
The thing is the best we could really do for more unique edits was to be putting in clips and stuff. I actually think that would up our quality a ton. But we put in clips for, 1 week worth of pods? So, 2 podcasts, and both got copyrighted?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's worth it. You know what I mean? Especially since we're going for a primarily, audio-based listen. I don't see how risking the copyright strikes would be valid.
Yeah, every time the 2 times we tried, and so I don't know, we try our best. We're trying our best to kind of make the audio better. Pierce found a little hack to get it better, and we're thinking about investing in another microphone, so we'll have our own, which will be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then maybe get some microphone stands, some nice looking equipment, so we feel cool.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, this is just all about us feeling cool.
This whole podcast is really just an ego trip.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, in a way, because we don't have a large fan base, if you'd call it even a fan base, right? We have a couple people who listen.
My mom.
Yeah. Well, your mom. No, we actually. So I'm really happy with how we're kind of doing right now. I'm very content with it. We started out and we got an absurd amount of views. Wait, what was it? 230?
Yeah, let me look.
On our first YouTube video when we didn't even have a podcasting platform and we just called it a podcast.
Yeah.
It started out so high, which was almost worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so that first day when we uploaded, we were like, you know what, we'll be happy if we get 10 views, not thinking, oh man, we're gonna get 250.
Yeah.
By the way, that was February 12th. No, February 13th. We got our first upload and got 127 views in the first day.
That is stupid.
Yeah,
that was dumb. I don't know how we did it, really, and I almost am kind of I kind of wish we did it. Because we got this massive ego starting off.
Oh yeah.
We thought we were hot shit. And we're you know what? We got 250 views in 3 days. This is gonna be easy. Especially since that first podcast, we knew then it was bad.
Oh yeah.
We knew it wasn't entertaining, really. We watched it both.
Yeah.
And we put it out anyways, and we got these views, and we're like, you know what? If we keep upping the quality, we'll just get up and up views.
Right.
And then as views kind of steadily declined, it kind of was like, I don't know, with the first time we got less than 30 views, it was kind of like a big hit to the heart.
Kind of crushed.
Yeah. But now I almost like it better.
I think I've kind of come at peace with it because I know this stuff takes time to build.
Yeah.
Right. We've only been, every time I see, like our last video, for example, I think got 7 views or had like 12 views on it right now or something like that.
Yeah.
And every time I like get bummed out about it, I'm like, we've been doing this for like 4 months, 5 months now, probably close to 5 months. And like, who cares? I love what I'm putting out.
Yeah.
At this point, I would be cool with not making $1 off the podcast because I love doing it so much.
Yeah, it's been like one of the most fun things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Really. Like, as someone who's like started off like always kind of wanting a YouTube based hobby, not career. I don't know, like I've never really sat there and thought I want to make money off YouTube or this like kind of podcast thing, but I've always been interested of having it in my corner, just doing it for fun and putting myself out there.
Yeah.
And I've done it a lot, right? I've started YouTube channels a ton. I started a Minecraft channel. I had a Call of Duty channel. I had all kinds of, I had a little commentary channel for a bit. This is by far the most like fulfilled I've ever been in any creative outlet.
Oh, me too. And like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like the great thing about this, about us doing it together, you have someone to keep you accountable. Like there are some days, especially when we were like quarantined or whatever, I did not want to put something out. I was like, I don't want to record. I want to watch Netflix, you know? And like Pierce, like I knew like we had to get something out.
Yeah.
1, because all our progress would be lost if we didn't. And 2, like I know we keep each other accountable and make sure that no matter what, we got to do something. Like this week, I've been working weird hours at the local Walmart and I want to chop my toes off. But like, once I get into it, I'm all right, other than being tired, right? But like, I love doing it. Like, I'm willing to put extra time and lose sleep because I love doing it.
Yeah. I think that's been like a big thing for me, especially like doing the podcast isn't so much of a challenge, but editing it for me is definitely like a motivational slump, right? Because we get this done tonight and I go up to my room because we're at my house right now. Jacob has to drive home. Yeah. I go up to my room and I'm like, wow, I really like what we just did. This is going to make a pretty good podcast. I just got to edit it. I'll do it tomorrow. And then it gets to tomorrow and I get like off work and I get home and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I should really edit, but I mean, I've been at work all day. I don't want to work more.
Yeah.
And so I put it off and put it off. And then it's like the last day and I'm rushing to get it done. And then when there's a problem that happens, I'm like, oh crap.
Which is inevitable.
Yeah. No. Premiere Pro needs to get fixed.
Yeah.
The exporting on it is shit.
True. With the editing, there have been many a times where I've stayed up till the late hours trying to get a video so I could export it that morning. Yeah. Because really it ends up, I'll start at like 11. I'm like, oh, I can crank this out in an hour. And then it's 1:30.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm like, but I know I have to get this exported so we can get it up tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I really like that in a way because sure it's a slump, but when you get into it and when you like finish it, you feel so fulfilled.
Oh yeah.
There's not a better moment than when you finish editing a podcast and it's just all there on your timeline and it's all spliced together and the music's on and the audio's edited and you're like, huh, well, this was a good use of my time.
Yeah, there's nothing better.
I think that's my favorite thing about doing a podcast. And if any of you are out there and you're thinking about wanting to do a podcast, right? And you're looking at this and you're like, well, here's 2 guys who are consistently spending a lot of their week, every week, putting something out there for very little in return.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're getting maybe 1, 2, 3 downloads maybe one subscriber every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We're not getting like results. I feel like it's easy. If you put a video out and it got 100,000 views in the first day, the motivation to do it would be incredible.
First of all, suck a toe if you do that.
Yeah. But as like two people who are doing this purely out of fun, if you're thinking that this is what you're thinking that this might be fun for you, I would 100% recommend you do it, because there's going to be slumps and there's going to be down segments of your time, but putting something out there that you're proud of and that you've spent time on and you've done a hobby that you can consistently say is productive, right? Yeah. It's like, I didn't waste my time. I didn't sit there and play video games and get nothing out of it, right? Even though I love doing that. Or I didn't spend my night watching Netflix. Like, it is so good to have something that's a hobby that is productive in every sense of the word.
Our even though our views have gone down, our average view duration has gone up.
Yeah, see, I think that's what I think that's the most important thing when you're starting one of these kind of podcasts, is more, if you're looking at views, you need to go deeper than that, because a view is just a click, right? Someone can just click on your link by accident and watch 2 seconds, and you haven't gained anything except a number going up a little bit, but it means nothing. View duration is where it's at, which is almost why I'm way more content with this new range of views, because we're getting probably like around, like, I would say 10 to 20 views of video, and then probably about like an average of 3 to 4 downloads, which is so little, but the people who are watching and listening are genuinely enjoying themselves. And you can tell that by, 1, the likes, and 2, the view duration. And it makes you feel a whole lot better. I'll tell you for a fact that seeing a 17-minute view duration with 8 views makes me way happier than a 3-minute view duration with 260.
Yeah, so that's why I think our College Stories podcast has been our most successful. It was 5th most in views with 79, but it had an 11-minute view duration.
Yeah.
Which is really good. If you're starting, like, if you've done YouTube at all, you know, like, that's average percent viewed is 27.9%. That's really good.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, so that's and Diary of a Wimpy Kid had 53%.
Yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid's probably, I think, my favorite podcast. I wish it got more views.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But I do want to say a couple quick things to give a little bit more, like, I don't know what you'd call it, advice in a way for people wanting to start something like this. 1, you're not going to grow very quickly at all. Doing YouTube and podcasting is one of the slowest growing mediums that you can do, that you can express yourself. It's not like a TikTok. It's not even like a normal YouTube channel, right? You're making long form content usually that's very niche.
Yeah.
You know, once you find your niche, you're good. But it's going to be a process getting there. And a lot of the times, people like us, people like you, won't ever find it. And if that's going to concern you, and if that thought right there turns you off of podcasting, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Because you're not guaranteed success.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, obviously we're there right now. We thought we were going to be like, oh, we'll be monetized in like 4 months.
Yeah.
At the rate, because I remember like saying that, oh, we'll be monetized by the end of the year. Like, after our heads were so big after we had that 250 views. Like, oh, we'll be monetized by the end of the year, no problem.
Yeah. No. And that's probably better.
Yeah.
That was my next bit of advice. Don't get a big head.
Yeah.
Because the first bits, like we said, our views were so high, so obnoxiously high for starting a YouTube channel. Like, bare bones starting. That's not good for your ego.
No.
It's like, wow, we're so good. Look at how good our views are doing. We'll never fail. We'll be monetized in 4 months. That's not a healthy way of looking at it. And so I'm kind of glad that we're back to a healthy level. But I think if you are turned off by the idea that you might not have success, then this is not the thing for you. You've got to be doing this for your own, almost. You know what I mean? For your own, like, love of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this on a podcast, but I definitely talked to Pierce about it off the podcast. There's this book that I just got finished listening to called The War of Art. I don't remember. I think I might have mentioned it on a podcast, but it's all about you have to, like, creatively, you have to love what you're doing and not do it just because you want to make money. Because if not, you get a product that's garbage. And, like, this is going to sound really narcissistic, but I'm kind of ready to say it. When I first started the podcast, I was like, oh, this is going to look really good on my resume if it's successful. Right? And, now that I've got really into it, I'm like, if this is never on my resume because it's garbage, I'm cool with it. Like, I just love doing this. I'm proud of what I'm putting out. I'm putting the work in. It's really grindy right now, because, like, Pierce and I are pretty much both working full time. It's not like we were in college. And contrary to popular belief, you got a lot of downtime in college, especially if you're Pierce and I.
Yeah. If you're freshman, sophomore year in college, you've got a ton of downtime.
Yeah. And so we did, and it's really easy to put 2 or 3 podcasts out a week. And now that, like, we're really, both we're working pretty much full time, like I said, it's pretty grindy right now. I'm taking a summer class still. Like, we're grinding, and I don't know if it'll pay off, but, like, I'm having so much fun doing it.
Yeah. It's definitely grindy, and it's definitely fulfilling. Like Jacob said, we're both kind of working a lot. We're both doing this, which is a lot of work. And, I mean, he's taking a summer class. I'm trying to do other things creatively. I'm trying to, like, write a book. It's hard to find a lot of time and a lot of motivation to do it sometimes. But when you do, and when you sit down, and when you put the headphones on and you turn the mic on and you start talking about a movie you just watched, it is, I think, like, my favorite part of the week. It's something that it's just a constant thing that you can look forward to, is being able to express yourself and to know that there is a possibility that people will listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like how I look at the podcast is almost like the conversations that I have with myself in the shower. Only this is a possibility that other people are going to hear those arguments.
Yeah. I saw a meme the other day, and it was like a guy, and I guess not a guy, it was like a chair, and it had, like, hands.
Yeah.
And it was like how it feels to listen to a podcast. And there were, like, 2 people talking on either side, but there's just, like, this chair with hands. Yeah. Like, that's so fair. Like, we want you to feel like you're just listening to us talk. Mm-hmm. Not like it's a interview or a TV show. Like, we want it to feel very natural. And, like, as we progress, I think it's going to feel more and more natural.
Yeah.
And, like, that's our end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get into the view count just real quick. So we started out really hot. I've got it pulled up here. Birds of Prey got 266 views.
That's broken.
Which is 20% of our total view count.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. Our worst podcast. I'm ready to say that. That probably is our worst.
You can't get lower than that.
No.
It was scripted.
I don't know. Joker was pretty bad too.
Yeah, but at least Joker was genuine.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Birds of Prey was heavily scripted.
Yeah, we really adjusted on the fly. Like, when we first started, we had a script, and I think a lot of people who start podcasts make that mistake, and that's kind of what holds them down. Is they have this specific order that they want. Everything has to be in order. And I'm not going to lie, really like things being in order. Very much, everything has to go this way. Like, the podcast does not work if that's the way we do it.
Mm-mm.
Everything seems so forced. So if you, like we said, if you wanted to start a podcast, I mean, you can try it, but you will make the same mistake as us, right? Because we tried it and it was awful.
It takes a very special type of podcast to work in that way.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a more conversational podcast, don't script it.
No.
Like, if you're doing, like, an informational, like, here's my PowerPoint presentation.
Like a true crime type thing can be more scripted.
but like something like this, if you're doing like a review or something, or you want to talk about something that you love, just be yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have Clone Wars Recap, which was our second video. We're kind of still riding that high, 109 views.
Yeah.
So, Into the Tall Grass, 108. That's one I still stick. That was a really good podcast. Really proud of that one. And then we have Bird Box and Coronavirus, our 6th episode. That feels so long, so long ago. It's March 19th.
Wow.
It had 82 views. And then...
That had 82?
Yeah.
Dang, that did good.
Yeah. And then Storytime episode 1, which has now became Chats, had 79. And then Across the Table, which this guy's not listening. No, not going to say that in case he is. But I wish that one would have done better.
Yeah. I could not tell you how much I appreciate Star Wars Facts for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? It honestly made my day, probably made my month, having him on. I'm just so disappointed in how that did because of how much I actually enjoyed the podcast that we did.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed him on. I think he was super fun, and I like talking to him, and I just wish that would have done better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think more importantly, we learned a lot from doing that. Because there were some errors that we made, interview-wise.
Oh, for sure.
That we both learned. Yeah, I think the next time we have someone on, we're going to do things a little bit differently.
I think we're going to do things a lot differently and probably take a little bit more time to prepare.
Yes.
Because we texted him, or I guess we Instagram DM'd him, and he decided to come on, and we didn't even talk about what we were going to say to him until 10 minutes before the meeting time.
Yeah.
Which it worked fine, kind of, but we were all over the place.
That was kind of a mistake.
Having an interview kind of thing, you almost need more of an outline where you're like, okay, well, at least here's some points let's talk on.
We got to have some questions in case stuff gets low.
So, that being said, guys, I know this is a bit of a shorter chats, but we just kind of wanted to lay out some kind of advice for starting podcasters and just talk about our feelings about how we're doing. And so, if you guys listen to this, awesome. Well, we love you.
Thank you.
If you guys want to start a podcast and have questions about how to do it, send us a message on Twitter or Instagram or comment down below. We'll get back to you.
Yeah, hit us up. We'll answer. If we don't have the answer, what do you expect? We got 50 subscribers.
If you want to come on the podcast, hit us up as well.
Yeah.
We're always looking for guests. Or if you know someone more likely that wants to come on the podcast or needs a place to talk, hit us up.
Yeah, if they need to advertise something, let us know. We are very interested.
Like we said about a couple weeks ago, we've been working with a company about getting shirts. These shirts are basically just for us because we know we don't have an audience to support them. But we're going to have extras because it was cheaper than just getting 2. So we're going to do a quick little funny video about that. And if you guys want a shirt, leave it down below.
Yeah, let us know.
They're going to be coming out soon. Keep your eyes open.
Peeled.
Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, guys.